Well, I'm back out in the garage today. I started going through all my scraps of wood, found enough to make these. I made the patterns off in the Silhouette Studio, and as you can see, some of them. And I traced them on some scraps of wood, cut them out with either a scroll, well, some of them a scroll saw, some the miter saw. And it's really cold out today, so my husband, he brought me in a great big heater. And boy, when it's on, it's noisy, but I turn it on and get it warm in here and then shut it off. So I'm going to sand all this wood down and then take it in my craft room and get started. Alright, I printed out my papers and I made this one a little smaller, so I should have done that with that one. The snowflakes would show up better, but I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out and see what it looks like. And I'm just going to trace this on here and then cut it out. Okay. Guess I got it dark enough I can see it. Actually, yeah, I can see it. Alright, I'm going to cut this out and I'll be back. Alright, I've got my papers cut out for my J and my Y, and I'm giving them a coat of Waverly plaster on both sides. This part I didn't get sanded. And I forgot to say, these are Pinterest inspired projects. I run out of ideas and I gotta go looking and I make things my way. Alright, and then after I get this painted, probably have to give them 2 coats. I'll go to the baby Jesus and coat, probably this down here I'll stain and then put a color for the blanket and the head in the flesh color. That's where I'm at right now. So I'll be back when I do a little more. Okay, as you can see, I'm just giving this a coat of watered down Waverly antiquing wax. And then I'll figure out what color I'm going to use for the blanket. It should be some sort of brown, I would think. Anyways, I'm going to finish on with this, giving this a full coat of the antiquing wax, and then go to the top part. Okay, I took the Delta Coat AC Flesh and painted this. Now I have a Folk Art Nutmeg. I believe that's what I'm going to do on this. It's probably going to need 2 coats. Can't talk and breathe when I'm going going on the line. Okay, right like that, I guess. So I'm going to go around this and finish this up and move on to the next step. Okay, it's dry, and I'm just going to go a little bit with some magic marker. Let's see, I need to around the edges. And it needs a little something right there. I hope that didn't mess it up. I don't think I'll go around the head though. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. And I drilled a little hole right here. You can't see it, but right there I did. So I'm gonna try to find me a star in my wood stash and fix this up. Okay, I stopped on the star, or yeah, I stopped working on the baby Jesus and the star because I realized these were dry and I needed to get the pattern Mod Podged on there because it has to have time to dry. Making sure that one's down on there. So I'll give this a good coat of Mod Podge and stick it on so it can be drying, and I'll also put some over the top of it. And it can be drying while I'm working on the other thing. Then after that, it's going to come together really fast. All right. Okay, it needs to come over a bit. I think that's down on there good. And I think I'll get some like a brown stamp pad or something and go around that on both of the J and the Y as soon as they're dry. All right, I'm going to give this star a coat probably of this yellow here. It's a banana color. And I'll then go over it with some antiquing wax so it won't be so bright. I'll set this back out of my way. I don't want to paint it yellow, that would not be good. Get me another brush. I'm going to have to wash some brushes out. Whoa, I got too much. I really wanted a pale yellow, but I didn't have one. And I don't know why, unless I just couldn't find it. And I don't like to waste paint. Okay. You could have done without seeing that, right? Yep. Okay, I'm going to finish this up and I'll be back. Okay, I just went and I didn't have any brown ribbon of any kind, so I get these sometimes in a sack full of seam binding at the thrift store, so I grabbed some brown out of it, cut up some raffia, or just wound it around, and now I'm going to put that right there. And I got me some wire. I'm going to have to glue it on my star. I'll have to let that dry. I think that's the way I want it. Letting that dry. Okay, it's dried. Now I'm going to put this down in that little hole that I drilled, and I need my glue stick in there. Way too much glue. Now I need to hold that there for it to dry again. Okay, now that I've got this finished, I'm going to try to find a stamp pad in brown and go around the edges on my J and W. I mean J and Y. Okay, I found some Distress ink in walnut. Like my daubers getting wore out. Okay, now for my J. Now, I'll give this a coat of Mod Podge to seal it, and that will be finished. I think that turned out real cute. Okay, I also took the Distress ink and went around the edges on the head there and around the wood down here. Now I'm going to give it a coat of Mod Podge and I'll be finished with this one. Alright, I really love how this turned out. I think it's just adorable. I'm going to have a hard time taking this into Mercantile to sell because I like it. Simple project. Anybody can do it. You can buy the letters. If you can't find the manger, you could just get a block of wood and draw a little manger on there and paint it up. And I just used digital papers I printed out on plain cardstock, traced them, and then took some stamping ink and ran around the edges. And I just love how it turned out. I'm working on now. These are the letters I cut out, the N, the E, and the L, and then I'll do a block in the center here for the O. And these are the prints, papers that I had, digital papers. I printed them out like I did on the last project, and that's what I've decided to go with. There's some that I had cut out, traced and cut them out, and just wasn't doing it for me. So, all right, now I think I'm going to take these letters and I'm just going to stain them. Okay, I wanted to show you, I was putting a stain on them, and I had run out of, or all I had left on my Waverly wax was the watered down, and it just wasn't dark enough. And I haven't been able to get it at Walmart, and I wasn't going to make a trip into town to see because it takes me 40 minutes to get there or longer. Anyways, I did order on Amazon this folk art home decor antiquing wax, and it seems to be working really well. And I just got it in today, so perfect timing on getting it in. But I wanted to let you know I'm liking the stain. I think I'm going to like that with the paper on the front and stained on the sides and everything. Okay, I've got these all stained and the paper on them. I gotta quit laying them down where there's white. Now, this is a block that's going to go in between here, and I've stained the back and the sides of it. And I'm going to paint this one white. or plaster, the Waverly plaster color. And then we'll work on what I'm going to do with it. But I've got to get this probably 2 coats. And I don't think I'm going to cover it totally. I think I'm going to leave it about like that. And I'm going to dry that real fast so I can give it another coat. Alright, that's dry. Giving it another coat. And I'll dry that. Kind of looks like it needs another coat. I think that's good. I think I'll take my little sander, just kind of hit the top and the corners and the edges. Okay. Now, got to get my paint out. I got to find some red paint, so I'll be back and we'll finish the rest of it. Alright, I'm back. Got my red ready. And I made a stencil with my stencil vinyl. See if that's about even. It's fine, I just need to get it straight here. Okay. Get that on there. And I need to start my glue gun. There, it's on now. Well, come on. Okay, got a little bit of a bubble right in there. Alright, where's my sponge? Now I'm gonna start stenciling that on. Okay, I'm using the color Country Red by Americana. Probably have to give it 2 coats too. Okay, hope I didn't go make any messes on it. It did pulled up just a little paint right there, but that's all right. Where's my, get this out of there. Wow. hit it with the heat gun one more time so I can start working on it some more. Okay, now for the top. I'm going to decorate it on the top. This, I need some wire cutters. This is a little pick that I got from, I believe it was Hobby Lobby the last time I was over there. Let's see just exactly how I want to do that. I think I want it to kind of go like that one little. Okay, that's what I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to cut that off. Not sure. Hopefully when I get that glued down on there, it'll all stay in place. Okay, I like that. The glue gun hot. Yep. Trying to get that all around that so that doesn't come undone. Yeah, I like that right there. Let that dry. I think I'm going to have to put something there to kind of cover up the, maybe a little bit of Spanish moss. Just a tiny bit right in there to cover up the glue. But I'm going to let that dry right fast. And then I'll put some Spanish moss on it and see what else I need to do to it. Okay, I did give each one of them went around the sides with the Distress ink. And now I'm going to get my Mod Podge and just go over each one of them and seal them up. And this project will be ready to go. All right, here's my Noel. It's finished, and I really like how it turned out too, although I think my favorite is the Joy. It was so tiny and cute and had the manger in it. But I like this one too. And as I said before, you can buy the letters, you can print out some digital paper, glue it on with Mod Podge, and this one just has a little block. And that's what I was talking about on the Joy. On the Joy, you could just draw on a little manger on it. Maybe put a little something on the top. And instead of you wouldn't have to have a scroll saw to cut out the manger. And I think both projects turned out real cute. I had another project planned, but I'm not going to have time to get to it. But that will be in the next one. So until the next one, we'll see you later.